excited to be here joining us today on The Money Miracle. 3 secrets to turning your divine money waterfall on. And wow, when I finally figured this out, hello, hello, hello. When I finally figured this out, I was so thankful because it was not an easy life until I knew the 3 secrets to turning on your divine money waterfall. So, all of you who are here today excited about this topic, get your pens and paper out because we're going to dive right in. We only have 30 minutes for the training part, and then we go into the interactive room where we're doing readings, healings, and coaching, and being able to conversate, being able to discuss this topic and answer questions for you as well. Okay, so secret number 1 is using your unlimited credit card from heaven. Who has ever heard of this? Have you even known that you have an unlimited credit card from heaven? Wow. When I found out about it, I was thrilled. Of course, I then wanted to know how the heck to use it. God knows I wasn't doing very well with the regular earthly credit cards. So now I'm like, okay, maybe this credit card from heaven will work better than the ones on earth. And sure, it did when I found out how to use it. So here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to give you the 3 secrets first, and then I'm going to dive into the topics of how to use them. So I'm going to hold you in suspense for a few minutes to go to how to use this credit card from heaven, unlimited, and then we'll dive in. So number two is to have radical self-care that produces radical self-love. And thank God that was one of the things, because I was working so hard and putting more hours in, more elbow grease, more blood, sweat, and tears wasn't really turning on any money waterfall for me. How about for you over there? And so thank God that the self-love, the radical self-care and the self-love did the trick. Now, you do have to use all 3 of these secrets at the same time. So keep in mind that if you use one of them or 2 of them, you're definitely going to get results. You're going to see things starting to flow. But I don't believe it'll look like a waterfall yet until you use all 3 of them. So number 3 is, get ready for this one, know that you deserve it. Now, I know some of that sounds like, well, Camille, that's easy to say, but how do I actually do that? Because I know I'm supposed to know that I deserve it. I know that I'm supposed to have self-love. I've watched your TV shows before. I've taken some of your classes. I've had courses with you. I've had private one-on-one sessions with you. Some of you have had those, but we never discussed this topic of the money miracle before. And today I'm going to put it all together for you. And then there are some of you who are brand new to the work that we're doing here at the Academy of Divine Rich CEO and Camille Conti Agency. So some of you are like, okay, I know what self-care is. That's the big topic of the decade. Self-love is the other big topic. Only it's ambiguous because how do we end up actually getting there? So we're going to discuss that today too. All right, so we've got our 3 secrets. Now we're going to go into how to do them, how to make them work, and make it simple and easy and get the ball rolling, because right now you are in the springtime. So we're getting ready for summer. Wouldn't it be nice for your money miracle waterfall from divine to be on and flowing for the summer? Who's with me? Raise your hand. Okay. All right, let's go. Number 1, how to use your unlimited credit card from heaven. Okay. The first thing is you have to decide to become an activated earth angel. Now, we're all earth angels sent by God to make a positive difference in the world. However, many of us are on deactivated, and then some of us are on activated intentionally, others accidentally. I would like you to invite yourself, yes, invite yourself to become an activated earth angel, which means I'm no longer going to have any pity parties. I'm no longer going to be mad at anybody else or blame them. I'm not going to play the blame game anymore. You know, well, if it wasn't for my abusive mother who beat me every day and made me bleed, I would be just doing fine right now with self-love. Yes, I'm sure you are right. And I would be right on that as well. However, we can still really experience a money miracle and turn on our divine money miracle waterfall, even if we were beat to death, even if horrible things happened to us, even if things are happening to us right now. I mean, you are living on planet Earth. I don't know that internet works from other planets. It probably does, but I don't know how to do that yet. So I'm sure that living on planet Earth, just like me, we're navigating the terrain every day of all the other people that we inhabitate with and all the other systems that are at play, and then the different types of agendas, because you know some people are deactivated earth angels and we're having a little bit of a time trying to navigate relationships with people who haven't decided to intentionally be a person that's trying to put out love, right, and light. They may not know exactly what they're doing and why they're doing it. However, sometimes it's not easy to deal with certain people. And I know you know what I'm talking about. Well, guess what? All of that aside, you can still do it. So if you want to give me a laundry list of reasons why you don't think it's going to work for you, I'm going to tell you what to do with that laundry list. Put it in your shredder and shred it, because it's unnecessary. And I had to shred all of my lists one day. One day I finally had to take my little journal, which was basically a journal of pages and pages of why I couldn't be successful and have a wonderful life. I finally had to put that in the fire and have a bonfire with it. And I suggest you do the same thing. Okay. So next on your unlimited credit card from heaven, once you've decided to just be an intentionally activated earth angel, meaning that you're activated in doing good things in the world, making it a better place, even just one person at a time, one small kind act at a time. It doesn't have to be anything earth shattering, and you don't have to get your own TV show like I'm doing right now. Okay. Just nice, good things daily. And then number 2, here's where it gets serious. Well, you're going to have to place a purchase order for this credit card, this unlimited credit card from heaven. You place a purchase order, you send it up to heaven, and then you will see what happens with it. It will either get approved immediately, or it will get delayed because of divine timing isn't quite there yet. God knows when the timing is right for you to be given that request. Or 3, something even better or bigger or more wonderful will happen than what you asked for, because you simply didn't ask for enough, which is wonderful when that happens. You're like, whoa, wow, that's like 100 times more than I asked for. And what we want you to do is know that when you place this purchase order, this is like your shopping list or your request at the human resources department in heaven. But it's got to be very detailed. So when I got really detailed with it, that's when it really turned into a waterfall. So let me tell you what that looks like. What you're going to do is put down an itemized list of exactly what you need. And you're not going to always put dollar amounts. I want you to put the list of what you need. So for instance, if you need a new vehicle because the one that you have just is not reliable, you don't even feel safe in it, how are you going to drive all the way to New York in August for the Faith and Inspiration Hypnosis Conference if you're driving in a car that doesn't feel safe, right? So you're saying to God, well, geez, I got to get over there to New York for that big event, and I have to take my car. I don't want an airplane ticket. I just want to drive a reliable car that is with my name on it, in my title name. Okay, so you're going to put down vehicle, new vehicle. Then you're going to put reason why you need it. By the way, everything that you want can be turned into a need. Because quite frankly, if you want it and it's going to make you a more high vibe person, more happy, more feeling lit up and excited to do your great work in the world and be your earth angel self, going around and co-creating miracles with divine, one little thing at a time or one big thing at a time, then you need it. So don't say I want, put I need, and then put down the vehicle and then the reason why you need it. So for instance, you might say, well, I drive from state to state and I have to work. I'm a salesperson, or I have to drive from home to office because that's how I take care of my clients or my patients, or I have to drive to school because I'm a school teacher every day, or whatever it is that you're doing. Okay. Because while you're over there at the school, you're doing your earth angel magic, right? Making children or adults feel healthier, happier, more loved, more cherished. You're putting your what I call your magical earth angel fairy dust on everybody that you come across, right? So you would put what you want, why you need it, and you're going to explain when you need it by. Okay, when you need it by. So another example would be if you need a new house. Maybe the house you have has mold in it. Maybe the ceiling is leaking, the roof is leaking. A lot of work is needed, and it's really causing a lot of anxiety, depression. And it's like, even having to remodel the home would be a lot for you to still be living in it with your family. So it's like, God, I just need a new home because, and then why do you need it? So that my family can be healthy and so that we can all achieve our soul missions. I'm working on, and then you put what you're doing. So if you're running a wellness center, for instance, I'm running my wellness center, or I'm a registered nurse and I work at this particular hospital. Put it down. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but it works this way. I've tried it both ways, like with the details and without, and it works 10,000 times better, or let me just say 100 million times better if you put the details down. And when you explain what it is, why you need it, and when you need it, then miracles and magic happen. The unlimited credit card from heaven is activated. And it's like, holy cow. Now, there's other things you can put on your unlimited credit card from heaven that don't cost money. That's what really got exciting. You can put things down like, I need a healing of my fibromyalgia or my lupus or my depression or my child's ADHD or whatever it is, my real estate business, my speaking business, whatever. So you mark down a healing for my business. Then you say what you're doing with your business. You literally talk in the terms of I'm serving people, age demographic, men and women, for instance, age 22 to 72, for example. And I help people get brand new homes. I'm very good at getting the mortgages approved and finding the right packages and the right homes for families as a real estate agent. And maybe that's what it is that you're doing. So you go ahead because you're basically telling God, here's how I'm serving planet Earth and your people who live on it. And here's what I need in order to do my service work on this planet for these particular people in this particular way. How of it all. So once you've given the who, what, where, when, and how of the whole picture, now your purchase order is complete. So if your purchase order has like 15 items on it, it has to have 4 columns because each column has the who, what, where, when, and how, and why. And the more specific you can be, the better it works. Then once you've got that whole list put together, then you have a sacred time with God and you say, all right, I'm ready to get going here. Here's what I'm doing in the world. I'm a mom and I'm taking care of my kid properly, doing everything I can. I'm also a wife. I'm doing really good with my spouse, doing A, B, and C, and D. And then I'm a business owner, or I'm a career person or an employee at this place. And here's who we serve. Here's what we do. Okay. In order for me to do all of my things, here's what I must have. when I need it and what I'm doing with it and who I'm taking care of. And you say it all out loud. You do this sacred ceremony of having a business meeting with God. And it literally looks like a job interview. I'm not joking. Like where you go to God and say, okay, I'm ready to do all this stuff. And here's my comp package that I need in order to do it. All right. And if you present yourself with strength and confidence, it works incredibly well. If you go like a crybaby going, oh, please help me. I'll never be able to do anything if I don't have my new car because it's dying all the time and I don't have the money to repair it. Oh, that doesn't work. Your unlimited credit card from heaven, I'm here to tell you, it gets frozen. I seriously feel like we freeze it and now we're waiting, who knows, 3 months, 6 months until it unfreezes. I think we can unfreeze it faster if we get back on track and get talking right again and go back and say, all right, I'm coming back to have another meeting, another interview with you, God, only this time I'm going to come dressed for success and I'm going to be properly in the right mindset because we need you to show up like you're literally at a job interview. Okay. And have that, talk it, have your good game talk on, however, mean it, really, truly mean it and say, all right, here's what I'm doing. I'm ready to do it. Don't say, please do this. Please give me this. And then I can do this. Don't come across like a sob story or like a, very unconvincing person. You will fail the interview and your unlimited credit card from heaven will still be on frozen status. The moment you show up going, all right, I'm ready to make magic happen. Here's all I need, and let's get going. I need this. Here's what I'm doing. Here's why I'm doing it. So for instance, with me, I have an academy, I have an agency, I have a cosmetic company, and I can talk to God and I can go, literally, you know how many clients we have. You keep throwing them in. We got a waterfall of clients, new clients coming in. This is awesome. All right, well, with all our new clients, we need a brand new classroom for them, and we're going to need tables and chairs, and we're going to need a wonderful load of food for them, and we're going to have to make sure that they feel really loved up and fed well and taught and educated, and they're going to have some fun. Okay, so here's what we're going to need because we need to make it affordable for them. We can't charge them too much money or they won't be able to come because they have to do several things. So we still have to make it amazing and on this particular budget. So here's what we need. Open up the doors of an incredible restaurant that will give us our own banquet room and at an incredible price. Here's what I would like to pay per person in order to do this. And you wouldn't believe how suddenly the restaurants are like, oh, yes, we would love to have you. Yep, you can have your own private room. No, you don't have to pay $1,500 to rent the room. Well, all you have to do is pay for the food. We'd love to have your business, blah, 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 blah. So doors start opening up, not only for your healing or your children or family members' healings, or for the money to buy the car or the house or the school books or the course that you need to take for your personal development or your professional development. Doors also start opening up for the different things that you need for business development or the job opportunities. You might be opening up to a business opportunity, new clients coming in. You want to have a bucket load of new clients coming in because you have built something wonderful that they can come to and be serviced. Well, you better present that in your interview with God and say, okay, I have built a wonderful establishment. We've got all the proper education for them. We've got the love. We've got the back end. We've got webmasters. We've got people taking care of everything. So now flood them in here. And then they come flooding. Now, if you don't get an approval when you send up your purchase order and do your interview with God and get an immediate stamp of approval, which means it starts happening, like it just starts flooding in, right? Either your bank account starts going up, or clients start flooding in that makes your bank account, or you get this check in the mail for $6,000 and you can't believe it, or a lot of different things can happen. Lots and lots opportunities. An estate clears and you're actually a beneficiary of some type of a insurance policy. There's so many different things that can open up, doors opening up that you don't even expect. So if you don't get the immediate approval where it all starts pouring in, all that means is that it's a delay because you need a few more factors to be put into place for that. But you might be getting some of the other items on the list. Maybe 5 of them are already flooding in, and maybe 3 of them are still on a pause. That doesn't mean that it's disapproved. It's not a disapproved charge. It means there's a few more things that have to happen, or a little bit more time has to go by. That's where you go in and say, what else do I need to do? You talk to divine and go, what else do I need to do to make these doors open up for these actually they're wishes in some cases, because it's not something that money could even buy. The thing that's really cool is that you start storing up points in your unlimited credit card from heaven when you do good deeds and help people. And so all of a sudden, when you ask for the right things, for the right reasons, it just is like handed to you on a silver platter and you can't even believe it. But it's because you have so many points on your unlimited credit card from heaven. It actually collects points for all the wonderful good things you're doing. And if you think it's a disapproved charge because it's not happening, just know that you're being protected or given something even better, and that it's coming in the right timing. So really understand that this unlimited credit card from heaven has your best interest at heart. Now, the thing is, sometimes you'll be given things you didn't even ask for that you actually do need, but you didn't realize you needed it, or you didn't want to ask for too much because you were trying to be considerate of other people that need things too. Well, first of all, don't do that. There is plenty of all kinds of love, health, wealth, and confidence in this world that you can easily bring into your life if you choose to know that you deserve it and you choose to love yourself enough to let it in. Okay, so that's how the unlimited credit card from heaven works. Number 2, radical self-love, radical self-care. That's really giving yourself the time. The time is important. And a lot of people say, well, I'm too busy. I work too many hours. I just don't have time for that. Well, you have to take the time. You have to carve it out. And when you do that, your money will go up, because the more self-love you have, the more money you will have. And if you look back in your life and you pay attention to when your money was up and when your money was down, you can look at the fact that your self-love was up at the same time and your self-love was down at the same time. Make a little timeline for yourself and map it out, and you'll see how clearly it's evident. Okay, and then number 3, know that you deserve it. Okay, this one might be by far the one that took me the most time to figure out, believe it or not. But once I did, thank God, it became very easy. And here's how I found that works best to do it. I want you to make a list of all the things that you have done good. And I know that might be a very big list, because it can come right down to bringing over a plate of cookies to your neighbor, giving an extra, giving your clothes to the Goodwill or not, maybe not the Goodwill, but the homeless shelter down the street for free, and not selling them at the consignment shop, and just donating everything where they're going to take care of the homeless. Or bringing meals to a family who just had a death in the family. Or, I mean, I know people who do really huge things for others. So you can have small things, medium, and large. You can have all different sizes, even right down to taking the time and energy to give somebody a compliment and a smile. And the time that you decided to maybe give your last cash or your last money to somebody that you knew needed it more than you. I remember when I was at my lowest time in my life, but I was starting to like understand and figure out how I had gotten there, because this training that I'm giving you right now, it had all started coming in, and now I was trying to make it become applied in my life. And at that lowest time in my life, I had gone to Niagara Falls, which I lived 15 minutes from there at the time. It's one of the sacred holy areas on our planet Earth. In fact, it's considered the vagina of Mother Earth. So it's a very creative, reproductive area of Mother Earth. And just spending time in that energy is a very good way to co-create with divine miracles and magic. So I was over there in Niagara Falls, and I was doing some prayer work, and I had a little bit of time to just put prayers into Mother Earth through Niagara Falls, because it covers the waterways of a large part of our planet, and at the same time manifesting my new life. And I remember being tested by divine because I had about $15 cash in my wallet, and that was the last money I had. I was at a very hard spot in my life. A lot had gone on. A lot of premature deaths of family members and sick son and a whole bunch of other things, a divorce, and my confidence was in the dumpster. It was below the dumpster. It was underground. And I heard a message from divine come in and say, you said you're restarting your life today. Because I had talked to God and I said, I'm going to restart my life today. I'm going to start over. Can I have a redo? Can I have a restart? And I'm going to do all these things that I know that I'm going to do it on faith. I'm going to completely trust and do it on faith, because I knew faith was going to be the only answer. Because when you step forward and you put a purchase order up to heaven for all these things, and you don't really feel like you're worthy or deserving of them, because you feel like, what did I do with my life? I have a good education, but somehow I ended up here, and I'm not sure how I ended up here. It's a little bit challenging to do it based on the fact that you deserve it, but you can do it on faith. So faith can step in place of the deserving for number 3, while you're getting to the point of deserving, knowing that you deserve it. Okay. So if you feel like, well, I can't quite do the deserve thing yet, then you do the faith, and that'll replace it. Well, when I did that, God said, okay, you said you're going to do a restart and that you're going to do it on faith. And I have something that I want you to do for me. That man right there who is going from car to car asking for money needs a hotel room tonight, and I want you to give him your $15. And I was like, okay. I knew the voice because I had heard direct commands from God before, and I felt them. And so as I was getting in my car, he was coming up, and I said, hey, I want to give you something. And I handed him the $15, and he said, thank you so much. Oh my God, I'm going to be able to get a hotel room tonight. Exactly what divine had told me. Now, even if you can't hear, if you think, oh, I don't hear divine, that's okay. You might sense a calling or feel a calling or know a calling. And I now know today that that day that I made that sacred pact with God, and I put my purchase order up to heaven, and I gave my interview, and I did a great interview. It was killer good. I was then asked to prove it, that I was going to step on faith and give my last $15. And I didn't have money in the bank either. And I gave it. And that was the beginning of a complete turnaround, because divine said, okay, I believe you that you are doing this on faith. Let's get going. And my life completely turned around over the next few months and over the next few years. And the miracles and the magic have been absolutely incredible. And yes, it's good to have quarterly, at least every 3 months, another interview with God, handing up your purchase order and explaining and having a business meeting. And even if you don't have a business, you still have a business meeting with divine and say, all right, here's what I'm doing with my life now as an earth angel sent by you to make a positive difference in the world. And then you list it, say, here's what I need. Here's why I need it. Here's what I'm doing with it. Here's who I'm serving. Because God wants to know, who are you serving? What are you doing with it? And it doesn't mean you can't ask for a gorgeous, $2.5 million home, and that this is going to be a way that you're going to have people coming, you're going to have guests, you're going to nurture them, you might be running retreats there, who knows what you're going to be doing. But if you are able to explain why it is giving you the ability to serve X number of people in a special way that God is needing on this planet, that it's useful and it's needed in this world, and there's a lot that's needed in this world, then it's going to be granted. It will be approved. It might not be approved immediately. It might take a little bit. You might be told, all right, I need you to do a few things before we give you some of these things, because you have to be ready for them. So you are supposed to be doing your daily journaling and prayer and meditation time, at least 10 minutes with God every day. And if you don't get to do it every day, then do it once a week for at least a half an hour to an hour, depending on how the week is going, so that you at least have weekly check-ins and say, all right, here's what everything I've did. What else do I need to do? Because you have to look at yourself like you are an earth angel working for God. Okay. Then things just start soaring, and do not be surprised if it goes way better than you expected, because divine looks at everything you're doing and goes, no, you need double that. Now, how many of you have watched that show on TV called Shark Tank? And sometimes when they come and they show their beautiful product or service and they do a nice interview, right? They do an interview, and then the sharks go, I just don't think you're asking for enough money. Have you ever seen one where they say, no, you actually need $500,000, and then you need a $1 million line of credit. Just asking for $250,000 isn't enough. Like 250,000 isn't going to give you, and you deserve it. You have the right stuff here. I like your logo. I like your product. There's a niche. It's needed. I can see this thing becoming big. We're going to give you $500,000 with $1 million credit line. Have you seen that show before? I've seen it many times. Well, guess what? God works that way too. God says, oh, no. You need triple what you're asking for. And you've got all your ducks in a row. I know it took you a decade to get there, and you're like worn out and drained out and you're ready to kill yourself. But guess what? You're there now. And now it's time to have some fun. I need to give you a whole bunch of stuff, plus clients or people or whomever, whatever it is that you're doing. And you might have had a very difficult last chapter of your life, or last several chapters, but this next one is going to get really good. Welcome to the club of being ready and willing and able to receive so that you can give. Welcome to the club of knowing that you are worthy and deserving to receive so that you can give more. See how it works? It's pretty incredible. Okay, so thank you for coming to this particular show today. And I want to invite you to our next show, where we're going to be discussing the warrior goddess queen. And some of you are thinking, what in the world is she talking about? Well, I'm talking about being that person that is able to not only use your unlimited credit card from heaven, however, be able to help other people find out that they have an unlimited credit card from heaven and be able to help them use theirs as well, so that you're making a huge ripple effect in the world of empowering others to the sacred codes of happiness, success, and leadership in the world. So those of you who are already in leadership positions or are planning on stepping into a leadership position, or you want to find out what it's all about, come to the next show that we are having. The dates are all in the schedule and in the calendar. And for anybody who would like a typed document of this money miracle, 3 secrets to turning on your divine money waterfall, please go ahead and send me a text message to 716-603-1767. 716-603-1767. We will add you to our phone chat and we will get it out to you later on today. So go ahead and text me. And if you have any questions about any type of signature coaching courses, because you want help being able to fully know that you deserve, and go on faith, then join us for the Unleash Your Fully Empowered Self and Happy Life course. It's a 6-month journey where we are able to help you completely turn your life around, empower yourself, discover and develop your divine intuition, soulmate partnership, confidence, and your divine purpose. Those are our 4 modules. If you would like more information on that and you'd like to apply to take that 6-month certification course, go to my website, to CamilleConti.com, and then hit the tab Work with Camille. When you go in there, you'll be filling out questions. You'll be setting up a divine miracle strategy session with me. It's $555. You'll be with me for 1 to 2 hours. You'll be booking your link appointment. There'll be a link so that you can book your appointment with me. We'll spend 1 to 2 hours doing a reading, doing a strategic plan for you, and also looking at what is the appropriate course to take or healing program for your next developmental steps in your personal or your professional life. So that's at CamilleConti.com, and hit the tab Work with Camille, fill out all the questions in there, pay your $555, and then we will then give you a link and you'll book your appointment, and you will be working with me in this Zoom room, but just together, you and I, where we can have intimate conversations about exactly where you're at and where you want to go, and the type of support and the help and the training and the education that are going to give you the ability to speed it up. All right. So I will see you next time. Thank you for joining us at New York's Divine Channel. You can have it all.